If you don't know who I am, I shall say who I am. Some of you may not know. I am Fannie Munlin. I'm a licensed practitioner here at New York Community Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Loretta is not with us today, and so we're going to carry on and do a very good job that she will be proud of us as a team. And right now, I'm going to welcome Gary McMillan, one of our licensed practitioners, to do, I am doing the treatment. I am doing the treatment. So let's take your seat, and let's take a deep breath and know that Spirit is with us, around us, and moving forward through us. Recognizing that there is but one power, one presence, one God, one source of all life, and that power and presence is operating in and around and through each one of us. Being an individualization of the power and the presence of God, we move forward this day in confidence that all things are working together for good in our lives. And as we let go of fear, doubt, and anxiety, greater joy, greater health, greater relationships appear. For God in the midst of us calms and erases confusion and doubt and anxiety. There is but one power, one presence, one divine source of all life. And we are open and receptive to this idea. We embody this idea. For this idea is who we are as an individualized expression of God. And we move forward with confidence, knowing that all the good that we wish for ourselves, we wish that good for all and whomever we know, and all of our friends, families, and even those whom we may not agree with, we bless them. For we know they are an individualized expression of the same power and presence. And with thanks and gratitude for this innate knowingness, the intuition that guides our thoughts, our actions, our reaction, we are eternally grateful for this gift from Spirit. The theme today is Gifts of the Spirit. We are open and receptive to all the gifts that we have. And we use them rightly, justly, freely. We move forward knowing that God is all there is. And when Spirit is for us, nothing can be against us. And we let go and let the power and the presence of God move us forward throughout this year and look forward with joy and expectation of great good in the new year. With praise and gratitude for the love of God, I release this treatment into the law of mind and action, where it's accepted and acted upon at once. And so it is. And now, Gary will do the reading.
Thank you, Fannie. That was a wonderful treatment. And good miracle morning, New York Community Center for Spiritual Living. And those who are studying the Miracle Morning workbook or whatever, good. Are you ready for a miracle? Yeah. Marianne Williamson said, and we talked about this once, but Marianne Williams says, you can have a miracle or a grievance, but you can't have both, I guess, at the same time. I guess we've all had. But, I mean, are you ready for a miracle, and are you willing to accept that your letting go of grievance is part of the miracle working power that's here? So welcome, everyone. Good morning. And, gosh, it's good to see you. You guys, thank you for being here. So what I'm going to read, and Emily, you're going to really like this. This is going to be from the collected wisdom of Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, okay? And so since, yay, Emily's, yay, everyone, yay, because you're going to like this. Because we're going to do a study in January. I didn't mean to plug what Barbara Blake and I are going to do, but we're going to do a study group with a Raymond Charles Barker book, The Power of Decision, in January. But I wanted to read, because I'm discovering Raymond Charles Barker in a way that I hadn't before. So here we go. Chapter 1, from the collected wisdom of said Dr. Raymond Charles Barker. What is religious science? This is in the keeping of gifts. Religious science is a gift, one of many, but one of the gifts. What is religious science? And this is opening marks from an address that he made at the town hall, which, if you know where that is, on 43rd Street, very cool place, has a lot of history. Part of our religious science history has taken place there. So what is religious science? The opening remarks. I am talking this morning about what is religious science, because the old-timers need to be reminded and the newcomers need to be informed. Also, we need to know how to explain to people who ask, what is religious science? Why do we need another religion? If it isn't Christian Science, what is it? From our opening treatment, I would like to build a mood. If there is one thing we believe more than anything else in religious science, we believe that we exist in God. Now, you may ask, doesn't everyone? No, not as we do. We stress the fact that God is everywhere, evenly present, and that the totality of God is at every point in space and in every instant of time. It is true, we use a different vocabulary. We say that we exist in and are part of one eternal mind, spirit, and law. We are using 20th century terms to explain the ageless creative process. We are saying it in a different language, but we are saying the same thing that the ancients said, and that wherever the creative power is, it is where we are at the very instant. It is in us at every instant. It is acting through us at every instant. It is greater intelligence than our own. It is greater emotion or love than our own. And the full possibilities of this creative power, mind and spirit, are available to us upon our recognition of it. That sounds very complicated, but it isn't. 25 years ago, I first heard Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, give a Sunday morning sermon in a vast theater to a large congregation. I sat there and I listened, and I did not understand 10 things that man said. And I'm sure that this was equally true of the first time I read the Science of Mind textbook, which we have in the back. It made no sense to me. It did not register. Then, after a while, it began to filter through my consciousness, and I began to see what this larger concept was and my place in it. Gradually, as I studied and worked, the whole concept dawned on me, and I exist and you exist in this infinite wisdom, mind, intelligence, which is perfect and sustained, and all of us, it is available to all of us.
Thank you, Gary, for that wonderful treatment, that wonderful reading. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to reach everyone a happy Sunday. Okay, I have a couple of announcements to make. Claude Hassinger, one of our licensed practitioners, is going to be doing a Wednesday night workshop at the Unitarian Universalist Church on 4 West 76th Street. It starts at 6:30, ends about 8:30. He's going to be doing it on spiritual mind treatment. I implore you all to take advantage of it. Spiritual mind treatment works, but it's a thing that you must work. Now, we can treat for you, but you also must treat for yourself. And this is a good way to learn how to do treatment. It's not difficult. It is easy to learn. And once you get it, you have a tool that can change your life. I always say, and if you've been here a number of times, what do I say? Treatment works. Okay. So I want you to take advantage of it. And Reverend Yolanda is going to be performing for us, and she also has some very wonderful CDs in the back. So Reverend Yolanda.
Hey everybody, happy Sunday! I think I'm gonna stand up here just a minute. Yay! Let's see. Put my glasses on so I can see everybody. Yay! Here we go. Oh, once again, I'm always so happy to be with you. I appreciate it. And my beautiful sister, Reverend Doreen, who usually sings with me, is not feeling well today. So we're going to just send her a little love and light and know that she's blessed. And all of our friends and family that aren't feeling well right now, we just send them a whole bunch of love. And we'll just know that all of us are blessed and on our journey. I am blessed as the child of love. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars. We have a right to be here. And the universe wants my happiness, perfect joy, and contentment. I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed. There is nothing to fear. 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 'Cause you are blessed as the child of love. You are blessed. You are blessed. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And the universe wants your happiness, perfect joy, and contentment. You are blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. Woo! Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Sing it with me. Here we go. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Woo!
to a wonderful start, I think. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Barbara Munlin.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. This month's theme is the gift of spirit. My talk today is imagination, the gift of spirit. And my talk is based on the writings of Ernest Holmes, Neville Goddard, and Stuart Grayson from the 10 Commandments of Prosperity. A gift, according to dictionary definition, has many meanings. For example, it means something that is given that was not earned or worked for, a special talent or a person who has an ability to do something well in an extraordinary manner, and or a present. Ernest Holmes tells us that the gift of spirit is an activity of mind, the one power and causal agent of everything that exists in the universe. Spirit, in this context, is the active force or energy that activates the creative process from which matter emerges. Ernest Holmes describes spirit as that part of our being that feels, chooses, and selects. So, putting together the dictionary definition with Ernest Holmes' description of gift, the explanation that we see that we are describing the part of our nature that enables us as individuals to choose, act, and to do something well in an extraordinary manner. It is a gift that is freely given to each and every one of us equally. It does not have to be earned, nor does it require any work on our part whatsoever. However, in fact, there are many gifts of spirit, including but not limited to love, grace, life, creativity. However, today, I will talk exclusively about that active part of spirit that I call imagination. So, what is imagination, and why is it a very special gift from God to each and every one of us? I think it is a gift of spiritual sight, spiritual visioning. It is seeing creation before it assumes visible, physical, material form. Neville Goddard tells us that we can't get away from our own imagination. We can't get away from it because it's our very own being. It is that reality. So what is imagination? It is a gift of sight, the ability to see things as real, while it is not visible to the naked eye. In fact, everything that we do comes from imagination. Every thought, idea, invention, concept, belief, whether it takes the form of a building or a car or a lampshade, it has its origin in mind as a thing imagined. Imagination is so second nature to us as spiritual beings that we often do not even recognize that we imagine things into being. Our first concept of anything starts in our own mind. We actually use our imagination when we plan a trip, plan dinner, ask a friend out for dinner, write a book, sing a song, write a song. It's our imagination. Every thought and every spoken word enlists our faculty of imagination. Everything we do comes into being by way of our imagination. The imagining activity of mind at the center of our being. No matter what we call it, what you think about it, or whether you believe in or ever have a thought about it, imagination is the faculty of our mind that affects all aspects of our lives. When we speak or do something, we're using the power of imagination to bring substance into visible form. So why do I consider imagination as a gift of God? I do so because it reminds me that there is a power within me, in each and every one of us, that is in essence God. My imagination is God. My word is the word of God. My sight and my vision is God seeing its creation through me as me. It is the very nature of my being. We all have an innate gift to vision things before they appear as the visible, touchable manifestation of experience. We have it, but we often don't use it. And we are only limited by our imagination or our failure to use our imagination in a positive, creative way. We have the gift that does not require any exertion on our laborious work on our part, and it does as we see it. Neville Goddard says, quote, "There is a power within us that has form, it has structure, it is just as real as the visible world, and it is called our wonderful imagination. It assumes the form and accepts the content as we say it is. It assumes the form of the sum total of all that we consent or agree to. It agrees with whatever we say is true. It does not argue, it's not in conflict, but it accepts us as we accept. That means, for better or for worse, each person then is the creative center of their own world, their own imagining, their own beliefs, their own ideas, and their own concepts about themselves and the world around them. The power starts with us. The process is the inner working of our individual mind. We have been given a wonderful gift. Now is the time to take off the wrapping, open up the box, and start using the gift. Our imagination can take us far as we want to go. We can be in two places at one time through the use of our imagination. Through the use of our imagination, we have the ability to travel. We can, places that we would not have ordinarily said we could afford to go to. YouTube, we have the access. We can accomplish seemingly unsurmountable tasks. We can become giants of industry in our mind through our imagination. Our imagination can brighten us our experience and lift us out of the doldrum. It can heal us and make us whole. So if you want to experience this wonderful gift for yourself, I have several suggestions that will enable you to actively engage your imagination and change the course of your life. 1, if you're not already doing so, envision yourself living in a different or more comfortable way. Begin to fantasize in a creative way. Remove the fear of dreaming the very best for yourself. Let your imagination soar. 2nd, raise your consciousness. Eliminate old tapes, now we're called CDs, that constantly call to mind self-defeating, self-denying experiences. If you have an idea of what you would like to do or achieve, stick with the idea. Be more than a wishful thinking. Stay with the basic idea, develop the idea, produce, project, and present the idea. Then watch out for the outward manifestation in your life. 3rd, do your treatment work without concern about the past, present, or attachment to current events in your life. Prepare for success. See yourself in your mind's eye, accomplishing your goals or desire easily and effortlessly, and with all the component parts falling into place easily in the right way at the right and perfect time. It is your gift. Use it. Develop the habit of freeing yourself from negative, downward pulling emotions or sentiments for people, situation, circumstances, and events. If you find it difficult to release the past or persons when you do your treatment work, then treat for the ability to release and let go of emotions, sentiments, and feelings that seems to bind you to the negative aspects of past experiences, persons, places, relationships, or memories. 5th, Let go of your attachment to a predetermined outcome. Know that all experiences come from spirit, and that your experience will be and is in sync with your consciousness and your ability or capacity to accept your desired good. 6, bless every thought that originates in your mind or the mind of the collective consciousness of the race, or friends, families, ancestors, past and present, so that when these thoughts go out as energy, as centers of energy and power, they will return to you as a blessing. They will enhance, inform, uplift, motivate, inspire the goodness of God that surrounds you. And 7, persist in your use of your innate spiritual power. This gift of imagination is meant to be used. But without use, it reminds you that it keeps you in a state of a dream. You become a dreamer. So how do you move from the dream? Create a plan of action. Imagination without a plan is a dream. So don't just dream, act. Envision, plan, and act. Plan to succeed. Develop a consciousness of winning that is stronger than any so-called opposing idea or force. Your strength is in the level of your conviction and the dedication you have to your desired goal. I say, yes, you can. Neville Goddard says, believe, first of all, in God. All things are possible to God. God is your own imagination. Believe that whatever you can imagine is possible. Can you imagine that you now have the kind of job you want, the income that would come from it, the fun of doing the work, the physical health and stamina that you desire, the love of your life? Well then, walk and talk as though it were true, and to the best of your ability, believe that it's true. And that assumption, though denied by your senses, though the world would say it's false, persist in it. It will manifest as fact. This is the law of your own wonderful imagining. Believe it, and it will become a reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful talk. I'm going to take creativity, which is a part of imagination. Creativity is the art of turning ideas into reality, to bring seemingly unrelated objects together to create a greater solution. Creativity is a spiritual gift, and we all have the ability to be creative. We can be creative in all that we do, but we have to think of it as a gift from God. Imagination is one of the, what are the elements? And I'm going to read off the elements of creativity. First, it's imagination. It all starts in the mind. But it has to go beyond the mind to become reality. You have to put, as Ernest Holmes said, feet on it to make it work. You have to create it. The two processes in creativity is thinking and producing. To think and produce. The elements of creativity is empathy. You want to create something that is not only beneficial to you, but is beneficial to the whole community, to the world. Not just limited to you or to your surroundings, but you want to create a product or an idea that benefits mankind, womankind, in every area of their lives. That is one of the elements. Innovation. Innovation means transformation, transforming the old into a new. We've had a lot of transformation going on in the internet and years ago, but the idea of the internet existed long before it became a reality. And a lot of things we have existed before they became a reality. The telephone, the automobile, the airplane, all of those things were in the ether. All those thoughts could be imagined. But to make them part of a reality, we had to start thinking and producing, bringing the idea down into a functional area. We think about employment. My sister said, imagine yourself the perfect job. The perfect job. You can have the perfect job. Sit down and think about it. But how do you get to that perfect job? What is it do you want that perfect job to look like? Work on yourself. Work on your imagination. Work on your ability. Think about what does it require for me to have this perfect job? Do I need a master's degree? Do I need to take more courses? Do I need to change things the way I think? And if you find you're missing in any of those areas, you cannot create that. You can imagine it, but you must have the tools to get to the thing that you want. We can do all things. And the one thing about religious science is that it gives you the tool to take imagination and creativity and produce the thing that you desire. Now, being a religious science, you cannot use this science for ill. Because what we give out, we get back. Cause and effect. So in our creativity, in our imagination, we think about the elements that we want. We think of the positive. We do the positive. We get the positive results. Ernest Holmes states, in Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, he says, I am in the midst, and I am in the soul part of the creative energy. I am the soul part of the creative energy of the universe, and we all are that part of that creative energy. We need to think about how we speak about ourselves. I am healthy. I am okay. I am perfect as I am. It is the word that has the power. The word gives us the ability to turn the thing into a product or an event or an experience that is positive. I did a workshop yesterday, and I'm in religious science, and I've been in religious science a long time. And I always say treatment works, and it does. I had two thoughts. One, I shouldn't go, and one, I should go. And I thought about it in my imagination. I thought, oh, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. What can I do that's different and new? And then I did a treatment. I did a treatment for myself to let go and let spirit guide and direct me. I got a lot of stuff together, and some of the things that I wanted to take, I lost one of the items that I wanted to take, and I started to get upset. And then something said to me, maybe that thing was not the right thing for this setting, so let it go. Today, coming to church, I found the posters on the street where I live, because I was coming from Columbus going to Central Park, and the posters were on the street, all wrapped up. And I took them back to my apartment and put them, I live in the brownstone, so I put them in the railing so that they wouldn't fly all over. And my neighbor said to me, when you let go, they came back. And I was in a titty. And you know, I treat, but I was so, how could I do this? And I wanted these things to go. But then I thought about it. Creatively, Spirit said no. This thing was not the right item to take at this time, and so it removed it. And I let go, and I felt really good. I didn't worry about it. We can create all kinds of things in our mind, all kinds of scenarios in our mind. And believe it or not, we will experience them. But when we think about it and we let go and let Spirit guide that creative part of us, it always guides us in the right direction, gives us the right people, the right amount of money, the right contacts. I am saying this. Creativity is a blessing. And I hope that all of you, because I said to myself, I am creative. And this is a gift. There are several gifts that we come here with. We come here equipped to live on this planet, to experience all the good there is, to have a wonderful, healthy, prosperous life. But doubt and fear and anxiety comes forth. And if we can conquer and the fear, the doubt, and the anxiety, and I will say spiritual mind treatment is the key. It is the key that we can use. And it doesn't, you know, some say, well, I can't treat, I don't know. You can. The words that you feel, this treatment works because of belief and feeling. Say what you feel and believe what you're saying. You will create the thing that you desire. And it must be a thing that will not hurt you or anyone else. That is the key. Those are the requirements, that it harms no one. It is beneficial, meaning good for everything and everyone. You can't ask for anything to destroy anyone, because that thing will destroy you. So in self-preservation, just from the point of view of self-preservation, we bless everything. The key is to bless everything. I want to go over these ideas of creativity. Creativity is in the universe. We were created by an omnipotent, omni-action principle. And so, to use it, we should be happy and grateful that we come here with all that we need to do the best job for ourselves and for others. I like the word creativity in that it gives me what I need to do for myself and for others, how I can create things that are good. To look, to take it from the abstract and make it a reality, to bring it into form. Spiritual mind treatment is one way, meditation is another way. But I am absolutely partial, without a doubt, with no excuses, to spiritual mind treatment. And the reason I say that I am partial to spiritual mind treatment, I have had experience in my life that I know the doctor, and someone created this pill. This pill came from a creative source, but the idea that if I took it, I would get diabetes, I would get all sorts of side effects. I said, no. Mm-mm. How do I take, now this is something that I know was created to do a particular thing, and it was okay for that particular thing, and they said this, it could happen, I could use it for whatever I had. I had what's called myasthenia gravis, which is autoimmune impairment. So I said, no, if it's for this, I will use it for this, and it will do exactly what it's supposed to do and nothing else. It did not give me diabetes. I did not have to take it for a lifelong process, which they said I would have to take it forever. Through my imagination, the creative process in me that believed and faith in the power and the creative force of God. I said no. It will do exactly what is prescribed for me and nothing else. And it did exactly that and nothing else. And I got off, not taking it. And I've been off that for 6 years. So when I say, go to that class on Wednesday, I'm going to close with that. I'm going to close with it again. Go to the class on Wednesday. Learn how to do spiritual mind treatments for yourself. So ends the lesson.